dike, nenu dike. Toya dike, nenu dike. Iye jamara dike ruenu, ekwe chenjigo. Iye jamara dike ruenu, ekwa dagarigo. Onwarunga basi, onamekasi. Onwarunga basi, onamekasi. Ebube dike, ibe dike kwe. Wani manaria, achaluko dike. Clear the road for who sabi. Step aside for the game changer. Onya nekwo maki aputago. Angona bwebo na tani. Onwarunga basi, onamekasi. Onwarunga basi, onamekasi. Ebube dike, ibe dike kwe. Wani manaria, achaluko dike.
The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. Zobu, zobu, ready. The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. Zobu, zobu, ready.
Toya dike, nenu dike. Toya dike, nenu dike. Iye jamara dike ruenu, ekwe chenjigo. Iye jamara dike ruenu, ekwa dagarigo. Oshiri jibwa, mawushine. Ogandoga, ikene bube dike.
Growing up, somehow, everything about our culture, the Igbo culture, has been really important to me. Really starting from my maternal home, where they have the masquerade series that they call Okorosha. My grandmother initiated all of us into the Okorosha family. My grandfather, on my father's side, used to hold a ofo as Nzes for our community, for our hometown. And those traditions most often pass through the first son lineage. Things always happen because life happens. My father's oldest brother held that ofo as Onyenze. And then his first son, unfortunately, didn't have a male child. And it kind of stalled there. And then at some point, the church people came and somehow convinced them that giving reverence to our ancestors is now idol worship. But as a Catholic, we say, Saint Vincent de Paul, pray for us. Saint Paul, pray for us. Saint Anthony, pray for us. We have all these, even the Virgin Mary, we reverence her in terms of supplication to God on our behalf, even before we go to Christ. Somehow that's not dead people worship. But me holding reverence to my great-grandfathers, all of a sudden is ancestry and devilish in nature. No, it's bad judgment, it's lack of understanding. My cousin, who was supposed to hold that offer, gave it up. Only now, somehow, because I'm not the first son, not even in my own. My father is the first son in his mother, because it's a polygamy family. In his line, and I have an older brother. But somehow at this point, and they've been asking me for a while now, to come do it, because that's all the things that I do. And that lot has fallen on me. And interestingly, all of my older male cousins from all of the 3 houses that make up my grandfather's Ezirim household, all of those males gave me the blessing to go be the one who is going to take up that mantle.
Nzes is not chief. Nzes is much traditional. Up until today, if you are somebody of a questionable character, you cannot be given that title. You cannot be initiated. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you're there are a lot of stuff they cannot do. You can behave anyhow. You have to stand by the truth, regardless of how that hurts you. Okay? Those are the qualities of Nzes. Forget about this, thing about chiefs and all that. Now, Nzes is the supreme. Nzes also is the traditional one. Chieftaincy. The white man brought it. Nzes also is the cattle of the land.
Elekwela anya na onye ọbụla na-ewere ugbu a na-akụrie kama ile anya otu o shiri fit ndị kpụrụ ugbu a ị ga-amasị ihe ri iche dị ma nwekwu nọ gabata
I don't think I have words to explain how I feel right now. Humble, honored, those are at least 2 that can be joined together to say how I feel. All the things that I've been doing that got me here, I am now on the stage to do them at a higher level. And that's what I'll continue to do. The next thing that is really critical is that I'm going to have my sons initiated into this knighthood so that they'll have reasons to be grounded into the culture, so they can see the meaning of this most of our African story were not documented when written documentation was the only way. So we lost a lot along the way. Today we have all kinds of documentation that is not just oral. I'm getting recorded right now so that my descendants will see me speaking and know that their great grandfather, E-dog in the house. Nzes. Onyo Menenando. That this happened in my lifetime, and I saw it with my own eyes, and they will also continue to see. That's my responsibility.
The institution in Owerre-Nkwoji is a very prestigious institution. And in Owerre-Nkwoji, we have 13 villages that make up the town. And so we have Nzes from different villages. In my own village here, called Umoke Owerre-Nkwoji, in this generation now, before now, I was the only Nzes from Umoke. And then the second person is my son. And since myself and my son were initiated, we've been, lonely before a man signified interest to join. And I was quite excited. And I had to do everything possible to encourage him. Therefore, I had to sponsor him into the Nzes. And today is one of my happiest days. And I can also tell you that with a mass entrant into the Nzes, the other younger people are showing more enthusiasm. I was able to introduce 3 of our younger ones today. One is Deputy Commissioner of Police. The second one, a professor in the US. Third one, he also works and lives in the US. And they're enthusiastic about it because they are seeing the benefit and goodness of this confraternity.
Emmanuel is actually my brother, but also, more importantly, a relation that is so supportive, supported almost all his life. Maybe because I took him as a child, as the older sister to the United States. And he has had profound career, married with successes in marriage, and 4 children who are gifted in sports, athletics, and all kinds of things. But he always comes back to relate to me, not just as the senior sister, but also like a mother to him. And I do appreciate most of that because I took him like a son. In fact, I did adopt him. My husband and I adopted him as a child. So he was almost our 5th child. And when he came to our house to stay with us in the US, he instantaneously or immediately became the role model for our children who were much younger. And so they were looking up to him. In fact, my 2 older children who read medicine, the oldest of them read medicine and also read law. And the second child read medicine. But those 2 older children took after him in his first degree, where he read nutrition. So they took nutrition as pre-med instead of the biology and microbiology and all of those other things. So he was a very good role model to the children. The last 2, of course, read law. So they're not related in that field. But anyway, to me today, for him to arrive here, he said that when they told him to come and take this title, that he thought that he was getting an award and was so excited about it. But when he came, he found that it was much more than an award. This kind of title doesn't really have an English name. The closest we could call it is something like a duke. You know, it's not kingship or anything like that, but it's the rulership of our group and our society. I feel very rewarded, I'm very proud and very excited, and more importantly, very supportive of him. And I told him, in fact, he had to couple this thing, this titleship that he's getting, with the inauguration of my foundation, because he said he wanted me to be here. As you can see, the wife isn't here, the children aren't here, because it's school time and it's new season and new year, and everybody has begun afresh. But I'm retired anyway.
Remembering that when I met him, I saw him to be a material of this elite club, because he is transparently honest, hardworking, sincere, and very jovial. So, hey, he is one of those human beings that can make things happen. So, I was an Nzes then. I've been an Nzes now for more than 10 years. And when I saw he was interested, I pushed him more. And finally he saw how important it is. But all this time, I never knew that there would be a day to be past tense. So I'm highly, highly pleased. It's an honor to me. And more especially that he realized that I played an important role in his initiation. It's a special, special happiness to me. Knowing him and knowing how qualified he is made my job very easy, because the person he is, all I'm going to tell him is be yourself, because he's already, he possesses a wonderful character, and he's a kind guy that gets things done. That's all we look for. That's the quality of an Nzes man. By his name, the name he chose to answer, which he shared with me way back. His name is Onyo Merenando. Onyo Merenando. What that means in English is if you are alive, you'll be opportune to see yourself. Nobody will tell you whatever that is happening in your life around you. That is not gainsay, not somebody talking to you. That's a wonderful, wonderful name. You know, like I said earlier, he should be himself. I don't have much advice to give to him because he's already a wonderful guy that I know will bring a lot of good memories in this organization.
I feel very happy that I'm alive to see that. As a matter of fact, our grandfather, Ezirim, was the first amongst the Nzes we have in Owerre-Nkwoji. Then when he died, his first son, Obi Ezirim, was made Nzes also. So today, Emmanuel is the third in that lineage. I feel satisfied, I feel happy, I feel honored. We all endorsed him because he's very bright, very humble, very promising. He is a go-getter. I don't have any reason to doubt his ability in being a success in that society. My advice to him moving forward is that in everything he would like to do, I want him to maintain those attributes that made them in the first place to accept him as being a member of that society. And he should also remember where he's coming from, that his forefather, his great uncle, the first son of Ezirim, all of them passed through the same society. I want him to make the family proud. I want him to make the whole of Owerre-Nkwoji proud. He has not failed us before. He's not going to fail us this time around. Instead, I look forward to seeing a lot of things he will do. Since 2 or 3 years now, he has been given empowerment to so many of our children. Less privileged, he has brought drugs for them. What I mean, the sick ones. He has bought motorcycles and tricycles for people to earn a living, because poverty is very, very real in Nigeria today. So he has sent his own personal money. He has paid school fees for so many people. He has even bought jerseys and football for our people to play. Therefore, by so doing, he has helped to prevent some of our children from being wayward or joining cults and all the rest of it. So I know he's going to add a lot of value in this society.
It's an honor to be able to be initiated into that Nzeshood. I've been on days for the past, how many years? Since 82. And when I heard he was going to be inducted into the Nzenozo title in his town, then I said, I'm going to surprise him. I called him, he came on the New Year Eve, and I called him when I was passing. I told him, I didn't know you were doing such a thing. Then he told me yes. I said, well, I'm going to surprise you. And I've been on days for over 2-3 decades. So that's why I'm here today, to support him and his people too.
For every right, there is also responsibility. And there is what we talk about, that you see, there are responsibility imposed on people by the function they found themselves, or office where they found themselves. And the one that is most imposing in this instance is the issue of integrity. You must be a person of impeccable integrity, no questionable character, and you must have also been supporting the community, which Emma has been doing. So today is reinforcement of that responsibility to the community, responsibility of behavior, and responsibility in all he does because there is an imposition now on him by this office which he is occupying by being Nzes Owerre.
Emma, actually, I am very proud of you first. You have been a brother to me, a very good one and very supportive. But more than anything else, you've been like a son to me. Not only holding my hands, but also supporting in so many ways. You and your family traveled with me, or I traveled with you and your family last year to Nigeria. And when I was limping, I had all these aches and pains, and you were all hand-holding me, your wife, your children. Everybody was carrying my bag and helping grandma. The children call me grandma, which makes it even enormously pleasurable. Whatever you have developed, your children have you also become a model to them on how they treat other people, and me in particular, with respect, courtesy, and admiration. Okay, they laugh at my jokes as old as my jokes may be. Your wife, I have told the whole world, is the best cook, best Nigerian cook I know. And I usually order my food in advance. She loves me as a mother, and I love her as a daughter.
Nze Emmanuel Ezirim, onye mere na ndụ ya ji anya ya rere. I'm using this opportunity to congratulate you once more and to wish you the best as a member of this highly respected society. And I pray that you will live long enough to transform a lot of things around this town. I pray that God will guide you, both yourself and members of your family. You have come to accept what your grandfather and your great uncle accepted. Therefore, I wish you all the best. I wish you good luck. And thank you very much for making us proud today.
E-Dog, that's his nickname. Emmanuel Ezirim, I'm here to support you and to tell your people they have somebody. You are somebody of a very good character. I've known you for quite some years in the United States. You go to our meetings, and you're one of those that go and do kind of like a go-getter. So I think you're going to be a lot of assets, more to your people. Once they get you inducted into the Nzes title, they got it made for them. You're going to stand by the truth just like you've always had in the past, and you continue to do so. Even this titleship they're going to give you, that makes you more genuine. And if you ever think of doing something, well, for one thing I tell you though, now you're going to have to cool down a little bit, because if you're an Nzes, and also there's a lot of stuff you can no longer do. Okay, you can't eat in the public either. That's a no-no. And if you have questions, ask me. I've been on it for years, and I don't think you're gonna mistake.
I am glad and delighted today, and I'm extending my special greetings and felicitations to Nze Emmanuel Ezirim, onye Omenandu, for finding strength to be a member. It's not a mean task. Therefore, I am greatly happy with him. I celebrate with him, and I'll continue to celebrate with him till the end of life.
The Wakini, I don't know if I said that right, but that's Ahmed T. Mora, all the way from north to come show up and be with me. It gives me chills. You couldn't have a better friend. I know Mazi and his wife came, and he left all the commitments that he had in R&D zone and came to see me. The ACPN chair, my own brother from another mother, was here to see me, along with his cousin, the Ohayas, who happened to be a part of my linkage from my mother's side. They were here too. Ike Nzog and his wife, and his cousin, Dr. Mosu. Kelly, I didn't forget you. I appreciate you all. There were some other people that came during the time I was still going through the processes. But the one that's always joyful for good things to happen to me from day one in Columbus, when I was still a kid, high school kid. O-D-Z. Odoziak. And Chukwuemeka, thank you so much for coming all the way from the US. You came. And I appreciate you all so much. Nzes, Christian Anya Dike, you came down. I am trying to remember everybody, but you know the thing with naming people is you always forget something. But I am under pressure on camera. So these are the ones that as soon as I leave, I'm gonna remember somebody else. But the people, everybody that's been sending text messages and everything like that. Thank you all so much.